Welcome to myotherapyhealthcare.com. This is Laura Lee, and I'm here to give you tips and ideas on how to relieve yourself from pain or just to take care of yourself naturally so you don't have to end up depending on drugs and surgery or anything else as a broken unit. You can actually maintain yourself like you would a machine or your car. So one of the things, pain relievers from nature, this is part 2, and white willow bark, feverfew, and ginger are the herbs that you can use instead of the other steroidal drugs that are out there that are for inflammatory purposes without the side effects. So pain relief with white willow bark. Willow bark is from the white willow tree, Salix alba. Chinese physicians used white willow bark more than 2,500 years ago to treat pain and fever. 10,000 miles away, Native Americans also discovered the pain relieving properties of this common native tree. In the 18th century, British herbalist Edmund Stone demonstrated the value of willow bark as a fever fighter and launched this ancient herbal remedy into the medical mainstream. Willow contains an active principle called salicin, first isolated in the 1820s. During the next 30 years, European chemists altered the compound, eventually producing aspirin. Acetylsalicylic acid. Nearly 40 years later, a chemist for the Bayer Company in Germany rediscovered acetylsalicylic acid and convinced the company to market the product, naming it aspirin, from spirea, another salicin-containing plant commonly called queen of the meadow. The problem with aspirin, however, is it's irritating to the stomach and may be toxic in high doses. Salicin from willow bark isn't irritating to the gastrointestinal tract. However, willow bark contains only a small amount of salicin and might require daily doses of up to 3 pounds of willow bark to match the average daily dose of the average aspirin. In such large quantities, other compounds in willow bark, including tannins, would probably likely cause stomach upset and possibly other undesirable side effects. Nonetheless, the German government, along with those of France, Belgium, and England, has approved willow bark for use against headache, fever, arthritis, gout, and rheumatism. The Food and Drug Administration, FDA, suggests that willow bark may be unsuitable for children because of the aspirin's link with Reye's syndrome. The FDA also advises this herb may be unsuitable for people with aspirin sensitivities because of the similarities of the active principles of aspirin and willow bark. However, Herb Pearson, PhD, former director of National Cancer Institute, Designer Foods Program, notes willow bark contains lower levels of salicylates than figs and other common foods. Another controversy about willow bark is whether, like aspirin, it can be reduced the risk of stroke and heart attack. Former U.S. Department of Agriculture medicinal plant expert James Duke, PhD, says, "I drink willow bark tea for both pain relief and heart attack prevention. However, salicylic acid has no action on platelet function and thus isn't a blood thinner or a cardioprotective agent." A number of willow bark products have appeared on the market with standardized and concentrated levels of salicin. Because of these may be considerably stronger than willow bark itself, it's important to follow the manufacturer's directions in using such products. So you can see that white willow or any kind of medicinal herb is that you want to treat it medicinally. So you don't want to take a whole bunch of it, but if you want to find out the cause of your headache, your rheumatoid arthritis, all that. Get rid of the cause and you don't have to take anything. But if you do have to take something, willow bark pain relievers from nature works better than the other ones with side effects and symptoms, unless you're okay with that. Anyway, love life and life will love you back. I'll read to you about feverfew. Bye-bye for now.